In the very heart of Europe lies a country where time seems to move a little differently. A land where medieval castles rise above quiet valleys, where centuries-old town squares still welcome the first light of morning. And where every cobbled street seems to whisper stories from another age. This is the Czechia. To many visitors, it is a destination famous for Prague's fairy tale skyline, magnificent castles, and world-renowned beer. But beyond the iconic landmarks lies a nation whose greatest beauty is found not in its monuments, but in the quiet rhythm of everyday life. Here, mornings begin with the soft hum of trams gliding through historic streets. Families gather for long Sunday lunches that have changed little over generations. Ancient traditions continue alongside world-class technology, while peaceful villages remain connected to vibrant modern cities. It is a country that has witnessed empires rise and fall, survived wars and political upheaval, and yet somehow preserved a remarkable sense of calm, stability, and identity. The Czech people are often described as reserved, yet beneath their quiet nature lies a deep appreciation for family, community, craftsmanship, and the simple pleasures of life. In a world that often celebrates speed and constant change, the Czech Republic offers something increasingly rare: a life built on balance. A life where history is not left behind, but quietly lives beside the present. So what is everyday life really like in this remarkable country? Why do millions of people proudly call this place home? And what can the rest of the world learn from a nation that has mastered the art of living well without ever needing to be loud? Today, we journey beyond the postcards to discover the true rhythm of life in the Czech Republic. In the heart of Europe lies a country where life follows a quieter rhythm. The Czech Republic is not a place that tries to impress with constant excitement or endless activity. Instead, it reveals its beauty through the small moments of everyday life, moments that often go unnoticed by those who rush through them. As the first rays of sunlight touch the red rooftops of Prague, the city awakens gently. The sound of church bells echoes through ancient streets, while trams glide silently across tracks that have carried generations of commuters. Bakeries open their doors, filling the air with the comforting aroma of fresh bread, and cafés prepare the first cups of coffee for locals beginning another ordinary day. Although Prague is the country's cultural and economic center, it represents only one chapter of the Czech story. Beyond the capital lie peaceful cities such as Brno, Olomouc, and České Budějovice, along with hundreds of villages surrounded by forests, rivers, and rolling farmland. Here, daily life moves at a pace that values quality over speed, where people often choose balance instead of constant ambition. Public transportation is woven into everyday life. Modern trams, buses, and trains connect cities and villages with remarkable efficiency, making it easy to travel without depending on a car. Morning commuters often spend their journeys reading a newspaper, listening to music, or simply looking out the window as the countryside slowly passes by. There is little sense of chaos. Even during busy hours, life feels organized, predictable, and calm. Walking is equally important. Many neighborhoods are designed so that schools, grocery stores, pharmacies, parks, and restaurants can all be reached on foot. Rather than viewing walking as wasted time, many Czech people see it as an opportunity to slow down and appreciate their surroundings. Every season brings its own unique atmosphere. Spring fills parks with blossoms. Summer invites long evenings beside rivers. Autumn paints forests in brilliant shades of gold. And winter transforms town squares into scenes worthy of a fairy tale. Visitors often describe Czech people as quiet or reserved. While this first impression is partly true, it tells only half of the story. Czechs generally prefer sincerity over small talk. They may not immediately welcome strangers with enthusiastic conversation, but genuine friendships are built on trust, loyalty, and honesty. Once someone becomes part of their circle, those friendships often last a lifetime. Respect for personal space also shapes daily interactions. People speak politely, wait patiently in lines, and appreciate punctuality. Arriving on time is considered a sign of respect rather than strict discipline. Courtesy is expressed through actions more than words, creating a society that feels orderly without being formal. Family remains at the center of Czech life. Despite modern careers and busy schedules, weekends are often reserved for parents, grandparents, and relatives. Many families gather for long Sunday lunches, sharing traditional meals while conversations continue for hours. These moments strengthen family bonds and preserve traditions that have been passed down through generations. Nature is never far away. Even those living in cities frequently spend weekends hiking through forests, cycling along rivers, or relaxing at countryside cottages known as chalupi. Escaping into nature is not considered a luxury, but a normal part of life. Children grow up exploring mountains, collecting mushrooms in autumn forests, or enjoying quiet afternoons beside lakes with their families. Perhaps what defines life in the Czech Republic most is its sense of balance. Work is important, but it rarely becomes the sole measure of success. Time with family, moments spent outdoors, conversations with friends, and simple daily routines are valued just as highly as professional achievement. It is a culture that believes life should not be rushed simply because the world moves faster. For those who live here, happiness is often found in familiar streets, peaceful evenings, and the quiet comfort of belonging. The Czech Republic reminds us that a meaningful life is not always built on extraordinary experiences. Sometimes, it is the ordinary moments, shared meals, morning walks, friendly neighbors, and timeless traditions that create the richest and most enduring sense of home. Every nation has a story that shapes the character of its people. In the Czech Republic, that story has been written over more than 1,000 years, through kingdoms and empires, moments of triumph and hardship, and generations determined to preserve their identity. Yet, unlike many countries where history feels distant, Czech traditions remain woven into everyday life. They are not locked away in museums or remembered only during national holidays. They continue to live in language, music, festivals, architecture, and the customs passed quietly from one generation to the next. The Czech Republic is built upon the historic regions of Bohemia, Moravia, and part of Silesia. Each region has developed its own traditions, dialects, recipes, and local celebrations, creating a rich cultural mosaic within a relatively small country. Whether walking through the vineyards of South Moravia or the medieval streets of Bohemia, visitors quickly notice that local pride remains remarkably strong. People often identify not only as Czech, but also with the region where their families have lived for generations. Language plays an important role in preserving that identity. Czech is one of the oldest Slavic languages still spoken today, carrying centuries of literature, poetry, and folklore. Although English is widely understood among younger generations, especially in larger cities, Czech remains the language of everyday life, family conversations, and community traditions. Children begin learning classic Czech stories at an early age, growing up with fairy tales, legends, and historical heroes that have shaped the nation's imagination for centuries. Among the most beloved traditions are the country's seasonal festivals. Christmas is perhaps the most magical time of the year. Beginning in late November, historic town squares across the country transform into festive markets, filled with wooden stalls, sparkling lights, and the comforting aromas of roasted chestnuts, gingerbread, cinnamon, and hot mulled wine. Families gather to browse handcrafted ornaments, listen to choirs singing traditional carols, and enjoy an atmosphere that feels both joyful and deeply nostalgic. Christmas Eve holds special significance in Czech households. It is often considered more important than Christmas Day itself. Families come together for a festive dinner that traditionally includes fried carp and potato salad, followed by the exchange of gifts beneath a beautifully decorated Christmas tree. Many families also observe customs believed to bring good fortune in the coming year, reflecting a blend of Christian traditions and centuries-old folk beliefs. Spring brings another distinctive celebration, Easter. While religious observances remain important for some families, Czech Easter also preserves unique folk customs. In many villages, colorful decorated eggs symbolize new life and renewal, while traditional costumes, music, and community gatherings create a festive atmosphere. Though some customs have evolved over time, they continue to connect modern communities with their rural heritage. Music has always occupied a special place in Czech culture. The country has produced some of the world's most celebrated composers, including Antonín Dvořák and Bedřich Smetana, whose works continue to be performed in concert halls across the globe. Yet classical music represents only one part of the nation's musical identity. Folk songs remain deeply rooted in village life, often performed during festivals, weddings, and local celebrations. Their melodies tell stories of love, family, harvests, and the changing seasons, preserving emotions that have resonated for generations. The Czech love for craftsmanship is equally visible throughout the country. For centuries, artisans have been known for producing world-famous Bohemian crystal, delicate glassware, fine ceramics, wooden toys, and intricate puppets. These handmade creations are more than souvenirs. They represent a cultural tradition that values patience, precision, and pride in one's work. Even today, many family-owned workshops continue techniques that have changed very little over hundreds of years. No discussion of Czech culture would be complete without mentioning beer. Brewing has been part of Czech life since the Middle Ages, and today, the country consistently ranks among the world's highest consumers of beer per person. Yet beer culture here extends far beyond drinking itself. Local pubs serve as gathering places where friends meet after work, families celebrate milestones, and neighbors exchange stories. Conversations unfold slowly over a pint, creating spaces where community relationships quietly grow stronger. Perhaps what makes Czech traditions so remarkable is their quiet resilience. Modern technology, international business, and global influences have undoubtedly transformed daily life. Yet these changes have not erased the country's cultural foundations. Instead, old and new exist side by side. Medieval castles overlook modern cities. Centuries-old festivals continue alongside contemporary lifestyles, and family customs remain as meaningful as ever. In the Czech Republic, tradition is not simply about remembering the past. It is about carrying the wisdom, values, and identity of previous generations into the future. It reminds people that progress does not require abandoning heritage. Instead, the strongest societies are often those that understand how to honor their history while embracing tomorrow. It is this quiet balance between preservation and progress that gives the Czech Republic its enduring cultural soul. The Czech Republic has long been known as a nation of skilled craftsmen, hard-working communities, and practical innovation. Throughout its history, work has never been viewed simply as a way to earn a living. Instead, it has been regarded as a source of pride, responsibility, and contribution to society. Whether in a family-owned workshop, a modern engineering company, or a vineyard passed down through generations, people often take quiet satisfaction in doing their work well. Today, the Czech economy is among the strongest and most diversified in Central Europe. Manufacturing remains one of its greatest strengths, particularly in the automotive industry. Companies producing cars, machinery, precision tools, and industrial equipment have helped establish the country as an important manufacturing hub within Europe. Cities such as Mladá Boleslav, home to the famous Škoda automobile company, reflect a long tradition of engineering excellence that continues to evolve through modern technology and innovation. Beyond manufacturing, technology and research have become increasingly important. Prague and Brno have developed into vibrant centers for startups, software companies, and scientific research. Young entrepreneurs are creating businesses that compete internationally, while universities continue to produce highly skilled graduates in engineering, medicine, and information technology. This combination of tradition and innovation allows the country to remain competitive while preserving the craftsmanship that has always defined its identity. Despite economic progress, work-life balance remains an important value for many Czech people. Success is respected, but it is rarely allowed to dominate every aspect of life. Evenings are often reserved for family dinners, meeting friends, or enjoying time outdoors. Weekends provide opportunities to visit relatives, explore the countryside, or simply relax at a small cottage surrounded by forests and hills. The belief that life should include both meaningful work and personal well-being has become an essential part of Czech society. Food reflects this same philosophy of simplicity and comfort. Traditional Czech cuisine is hearty, satisfying, and closely connected to the country's agricultural heritage. Meals are designed not to impress with complexity, but to nourish families after long days of work. Many recipes have remained largely unchanged for generations, preserving flavors that continue to bring people together around the dining table. One of the country's most beloved dishes is svíčková, a slow-cooked beef dish served with a creamy vegetable sauce, bread dumplings, and cranberry garnish. Another favorite is vepřo knedlo zelo, roasted pork accompanied by dumplings and sauerkraut, often considered a symbol of traditional Czech home cooking. Rich goulash, though influenced by neighboring cultures, has also become a staple enjoyed in homes and local restaurants throughout the country. Bread plays an important role in everyday meals. Fresh loaves from neighborhood bakeries are purchased daily, while open-faced sandwiches known as chlebíčky remain a popular choice for family celebrations, office gatherings, and casual lunches. Sweet pastries such as koláče, filled with fruit, poppy seeds, or cheese, are commonly enjoyed with coffee during the afternoon, reflecting the Czech appreciation for simple moments shared with family and friends. No discussion of Czech food would be complete without mentioning beer. Brewing has been part of Czech history for centuries, and the country is widely recognized for producing some of the finest beers in the world. Yet beer is far more than a beverage. It is a cultural tradition that brings people together. Local pubs serve as meeting places where conversations unfold naturally, friendships deepen, and communities maintain their close social bonds. A quiet evening spent with friends over a well-crafted beer is often considered one of life's simplest pleasures. Together, work and food reveal something essential about the Czech way of life. They are guided not by extravagance or constant ambition, but by quality, craftsmanship, and balance. Whether building world-class machinery, preparing a family recipe, or sharing stories around a dinner table, Czech people demonstrate that true prosperity is measured not only by economic success, but also by the ability to preserve traditions, value relationships, and enjoy the quiet richness of everyday life. To understand the Czech Republic, one must look beyond its cities and into the landscapes that have quietly shaped the nation's character for centuries. Nature here is not dramatic in the overwhelming way of towering alpine peaks or endless coastlines. Instead, it reveals itself through gentle hills, dense forests, winding rivers, fertile valleys, and medieval castles that seem to rise naturally from the countryside. It is a landscape that encourages people to slow down, breathe deeply, and appreciate beauty that unfolds gradually, rather than all at once. The Czech Republic is often described as one of Europe's greenest countries. Nearly 1/3 of its territory is covered by forests, creating an environment where nature is always within easy reach. Even those who live in Prague or Brno can escape into peaceful woodlands within a short drive or train journey. For many Czech families, spending weekends outdoors is not a special occasion, but simply a normal part of life. Forests have long played an important role in Czech culture. Throughout history, they provided timber, shelter, food, and inspiration for countless legends and fairy tales. Today, they remain places of recreation and quiet reflection. During autumn, families venture into the woods carrying baskets to collect mushrooms, a tradition that has been passed from generation to generation. Mushroom hunting is more than a hobby. It is a cherished ritual that combines patience, knowledge of nature, and time spent together. Children learn from grandparents how to recognize different species, turning every walk into both an adventure and a lesson in respecting the natural world. Rivers also shape the country's identity. The Vltava River, the longest river entirely within the Czech Republic, flows gracefully through the heart of Prague before continuing across the Bohemian countryside. Along its banks, people enjoy cycling, rowing, fishing, or simply sitting on a bench watching boats drift beneath centuries-old bridges. The river is not merely part of the scenery, it is woven into the daily rhythm of life, connecting communities just as it has for hundreds of years. Beyond the rivers lie protected national parks and natural reserves that preserve some of Central Europe's most beautiful landscapes. Bohemian Switzerland National Park is famous for its dramatic sandstone formations, deep forests, and breathtaking rock arches that seem almost sculpted by imagination. Nearby, hikers follow winding trails through quiet valleys, where birdsong often replaces the sounds of traffic. In the east, the rolling vineyards of South Moravia offer a completely different landscape, where gentle hills produce some of the country's finest wines, and villages preserve traditions that have endured for centuries. Perhaps nothing symbolizes the Czech landscape more than its castles. With more than 2,000 castles, chateaux, and historic fortresses, the country possesses one of the highest concentrations of historic castles in Europe. Some stand proudly atop rocky hills, overlooking rivers and forests, while others rest quietly among peaceful villages. Karlstein Castle, built in the 14th century by Emperor Charles IV, remains one of the nation's greatest architectural treasures. Český Krumlov, with its magnificent castle complex overlooking a bend in the Vltava River, feels less like a tourist destination and more like a living page from a medieval storybook. These castles are not simply monuments to the past. They remind modern generations of the resilience, creativity, and cultural heritage that continue to shape Czech identity. Throughout the year, they host concerts, exhibitions, historical festivals, and community events, allowing history to remain an active part of everyday life, rather than a distant memory. The changing seasons bring constant transformation to the landscape. Spring awakens gardens, orchards, and blooming meadows. Summer fills lakes and rivers, with swimmers, cyclists, and families enjoying long evenings outdoors. Autumn paints forests in brilliant shades of gold and crimson, while winter blankets villages, castles, and church towers in fresh snow, creating scenes that seem lifted from a classic European fairy tale. For the Czech people, nature is not something separate from daily life. It is where families gather, traditions continue, and memories are created. Whether walking through an ancient forest, enjoying a picnic beside a quiet river, or watching the sunset from the walls of a centuries-old castle, people find a sense of peace that modern life rarely provides. In the Czech Republic, the landscape is more than beautiful. It is a constant reminder that history, nature, and everyday life can exist in perfect harmony, shaping a country whose greatest treasures are often found in its quietest places. Like many European nations, the Czech Republic stands at an important crossroads. It is a country that has successfully preserved much of its history and cultural identity while embracing the opportunities of the modern world. Yet beneath its peaceful streets, efficient public transport, and picturesque towns, the country faces many of the same questions confronting developed societies across Europe. How can it continue to grow economically without losing its traditions? How can young people build successful lives while preserving the communities that shaped them? And how can a nation rich in history prepare confidently for the future? Education has long been one of the foundations of Czech society. From an early age, children are encouraged to develop independence, critical thinking, and practical skills. Public education is widely accessible, while universities such as Charles University in Prague, one of the oldest universities in Europe, continue to attract students from around the world. Higher education is not viewed simply as a path toward employment, but as an investment in knowledge, innovation, and civic responsibility. For many young Czechs, however, adulthood often begins with an important decision. Smaller towns and villages provide a peaceful environment, close family ties, and a slower pace of life, but career opportunities are generally concentrated in larger cities. As a result, thousands of young adults move to Prague, Brno, or Ostrava to study, begin their careers, or launch new businesses. These cities have become centers of technology, finance, engineering, and scientific research. Modern office buildings stand alongside centuries-old architecture, creating a unique blend of history and innovation. International companies operate beside local startups, while co-working spaces, research laboratories, and technology hubs reflect a new generation eager to compete in the global economy. This transformation has brought many advantages. Employment opportunities have expanded, incomes have steadily increased, and the country has become one of Central Europe's most stable economies. At the same time, rapid growth has introduced new challenges. Housing has become one of the most significant concerns, particularly in Prague. As property prices and rental costs continue to rise, many young professionals find it increasingly difficult to purchase their first home. Some choose to remain with their parents longer than previous generations, while others move to smaller towns and commute to work. Finding affordable housing without sacrificing career opportunities has become a delicate balance for many families. Another challenge is maintaining the vitality of rural communities. While cities continue to attract young workers, many smaller villages face aging populations and declining numbers of permanent residents. Schools, local businesses, and community services sometimes struggle to remain sustainable as younger generations leave in search of broader opportunities. Yet unlike in many countries, the connection between urban life and rural roots remains remarkably strong. Even after moving to larger cities, many Czechs return regularly to their hometowns. Weekends are often spent visiting parents and grandparents, maintaining family homes, or relaxing at countryside cottages known as chalupi. These traditions help preserve a sense of belonging that extends far beyond one's place of work. The Czech Republic also places increasing importance on environmental sustainability. Public transportation continues to expand, cycling infrastructure is improving, and many communities invest in renewable energy and conservation projects. Protected forests, national parks, and historic landscapes are carefully managed to ensure that future generations inherit the same natural beauty enjoyed today. Tourism presents both opportunities and responsibilities. Millions of visitors travel to Prague every year, bringing economic benefits to local businesses, restaurants, hotels, and cultural institutions. However, balancing tourism with the everyday needs of residents has become an ongoing discussion. Historic city centers must remain vibrant places to live rather than becoming destinations that exist only for visitors. Preserving authenticity while welcoming the world is one of the country's most important challenges. Technology is also reshaping everyday life. High-speed internet, digital government services, and growing technology industries have made life increasingly convenient. Many professionals now enjoy flexible working arrangements, allowing them to live outside major cities while remaining connected to international companies. This shift may gradually strengthen smaller communities by creating new opportunities beyond traditional urban centers. Perhaps the greatest strength of the Czech Republic lies in its ability to adapt without abandoning its identity. Throughout history, the nation has experienced dramatic political, economic, and social changes. Yet each generation has found ways to embrace progress while preserving the traditions, values, and cultural heritage that define Czech life. The future will undoubtedly bring new challenges, from demographic change and technological transformation to environmental responsibility and economic competition. But if history offers any lesson, it is that the Czech people possess a quiet resilience. Rather than pursuing rapid change for its own sake, they tend to move carefully, thoughtfully, and with a deep respect for what previous generations have built. In many ways, this balanced approach may become one of the country's greatest advantages. As the world grows faster and more uncertain, the Czech Republic continues to demonstrate that true progress is not measured only by innovation or economic growth. It is measured by the ability to improve lives while preserving community, protecting nature, and ensuring that future generations inherit not only prosperity, but also a strong sense of identity and belonging. In a world where people are constantly searching for better opportunities, faster careers, and bigger cities, it is worth asking a simple question: why do so many people choose to stay in the Czech Republic? The answer cannot be found in a single landmark, economic statistic, or tourist attraction. Instead, it is woven into the quiet rhythm of everyday life. It is found in the comfort of walking through a centuries-old town square on the way home from work, in the warmth of a family gathering on a Sunday afternoon, and in the peaceful silence of forests that have stood unchanged for generations. People stay because life here offers something that has become increasingly rare: balance. There is ambition, but not at the expense of family. There is progress, but not without respect for history. Modern cities continue to grow, yet nature is never far away, and traditions remain an important part of everyday life. The Czech Republic is not a country that seeks attention. It does not rely on grand spectacles to define itself. Instead, its greatest strength lies in its quiet confidence. It is a place where communities remain close, craftsmanship is still respected, and simple moments are valued as much as remarkable achievements. Like every nation, it faces challenges. Housing costs continue to rise, demographic changes shape the future, and globalization brings new opportunities alongside new pressures. Yet the Czech people have repeatedly shown an ability to adapt without losing the values that make their country unique. Perhaps that is the true beauty of the Czech Republic. It reminds us that a fulfilling life is not always measured by how quickly we move or how much we achieve. Sometimes it is measured by the strength of our communities, the richness of our traditions, the beauty of the landscapes around us, and the quiet feeling of belonging to a place we proudly call home. For those who live here, the Czech Republic is more than a country in the heart of Europe. It is a way of life, calm, resilient, and deeply rooted in history, yet always looking toward the future with quiet confidence. York.